Train Lover 1974 presents Edward Overworked. Edward is a hard-working engine who often works along his branch line with Boko, Bill, and Ben, including Salty. Edward will admit, though, the work can be a bit much for him, but he always continues to try his best. One day, Sir Topham Hatt came to see Edward. Now, Edward, Boko is away on repairs recently after his little encounter with James.
This is for bringing up my past, Boko.
So this means you'll have to do a bit of Boko's work today since I have no other engines to take over. But sir, I thought I was going to be teaching Mavis. Mavis last time had some trouble with trucks on the main line, so Edward was assigned to teach her how to handle mainline trucks. Well, Edward, I will be having Mavis work in the yards with Stepney and Diesel for the time being. For the meantime, do you think you can manage? I can try, sir. But if it does become too much, don't worry, I can get another engine to help you if you need it. I think I'll be alright, sir. That's good. Now I must be off, my wife is making breakfast. Are you sure you'll be able to handle it, Edward? You don't want to overwork yourself. I'll be alright, Mavis. This isn't my first time. Edward soon arrived in the small yard where the turntable was, where he found Diesel and Stepney. Now you two, I want you to make sure Mavis learns a lot today about shunting, and make sure that she knows her stuff with trucks, especially since I'll be teaching her later on about how to pull them. We can manage, Edward. Of course, Edward. Good. Now I must be off. I have to handle Boko and my trains while Boko is away. And Edward puffed away. Later, Edward arrived at the harbor to pick up a small fuel train. He found Duck waiting on the other dock. Hello, Duck. What are you doing all the way out here? I was asked to pick up some passengers from here. It's a very important delivery. It's passengers. I know, but they're very important passengers. Apparently, they're important people from the United States they're visiting. Well, that's nice. It is. Shh. Well, I have to get going. See you later, Edward. See ya, Duck. With him coupled up to his train, the guard's whistle blew, and Edward puffed away. Edward puffed down the line, determined to keep himself going. However, he admitted the work was beginning a bit much, even though it was only his first train. For the rest of the day, Edward tried his best to keep up with the workload, but he soon began to admit the workload was starting to take its toll on him. But he wouldn't give up. He knew everyone was counting on him, so he continued to push himself more and more. However, this left an issue, with Edward needing to cover on Boko's trains as well. This made him late to do his own train, and he began running late with his evening passenger train. Meanwhile, Toby was bringing some flatbeds of steel in that to the station for Edward to pick up. Soon, Toby began to approach the station and noticed something. When he pulled in, he saw how tired Edward looked. He was panting, and Toby grew concerned. Are you doing all right, Edward? I'm fine, Toby. Just a bit worn out is all. You look more than worn out. You look exhausted. With Boko away on repairs, I've been needing to manage all the work. And I guess it's just taking a bit of a toll on me. Maybe I could get someone to help you. No, I can handle it. This is one of my last jobs for the day anyway. Just taking those flatbeds to the docks. Don't worry, I'll get it handled. I sure hope you can, Edward. I sure hope you can. Edward carefully puffed down the line. He had been warned about the final flatbed. He had been warned that the coupling between it and the brake van was very weak, and it could possibly snap if not handled carefully. Edward soon began to climb the hill. The final hill before entering the harbor. The coupling began to strain from the weight of the brake van. As Edward reached the top of the hill, suddenly with a jolt, the brake van broke away. "Oh no!" cried Edward, as he quickly tried to reverse, but then, ow! "Oh no, my safety valve!" Indeed, Edward's safety valve had burst. The brake van rolled down the line. Meanwhile, Donald was coming down the other way, pulling a small passenger train. The guard slammed on the brake. "What in the mother of Scott? Phew!" Donald slammed on his brakes. Thankfully, the brake van didn't come off the rails. "Where did you come from?" Edward sat sadly on the hill, hoping everyone was okay. Just then, Boko rolled in. "Boko, I thought you were in the works. It turns out James didn't damage me too badly. That's the last time I bring up something from his past. Now come on, let's get you to the harbor." Later that evening, Sir Topham had some words with Edward. "Edward, I am very proud of you for your hard work you've been doing lately, but I am a little disappointed that you didn't tell me you were being overworked. I did tell you if you were, you could have asked me to get another engine." "I know, sir, but I knew the railway was in a bit of problems ever since the accidents we've had last year, so I didn't want to overwork you." "It's fine, Edward, but you should always know your well-being comes first, before anything." "I know, sir. And don't worry about your brake van. Donald was able to catch it, and he'll be the one taking you to the works." "Hey, don't worry, Edward. They'll have you fixed up in no time. It's only a better safety valve after all." "Good luck at the works, Edward. We'll make sure to look after the branch line while you're gone." "Thank you, Boko. Thank you so much." And carefully, Donald pulled Edward away to the works. Boko and Mavis were certain Edward would have a nice relaxing time at the works.